Well, it's a nice rolling rainy night. And I am drawing crap. Crap upon crap upon crap. And math. Math upon math upon math. Modularizing and cutting and cropping and rearranging and maximizing efficiency and blah blah blah. And I just made the seahorse grow out. What I call 8-foot modular systems? No, 8-foot modular something. Yeah, just system. I thought I had another fancy word for it. My sail displays. 4-foot systems. Just basically giant series of tanks. Every one of those pages was a different type of shelf of tank. You ever go into a fish store and wonder how the hell they plan it all out? Well, generally speaking, they don't do it very well. But there's, professional contracting businesses that just do that. So I'm trying to do, all that good stuff. Figuring it out as I go. And I'm watching, Bleach is currently on episode 149 with Hashiro and Rukia Kuchiki in the Minos Forest fighting the adjuvants. And here's something on my teeth. I keep a paper towel right by me. Whenever I have earwax, or in this case, I don't know what the fuck. Oh, that's a mint. A mint leaf from the rice I had earlier. I had rice from a Greek restaurant. I have my wife. New boss. Got for. What the hell is going on with this? It's stuck between my gum and my tooth. Okay. Huh. Oh yeah, meaning of life type stuff. What can go wrong will go wrong. I know it seems like I feel that way a lot. Here's what I do with my paper towel. When I have something disgusting to do with it, I rip a little piece off. I throw it away in my little trash can. That way I can basically use one little paper towel for a whole fucking week. I just have a spot in my living room that I sit, and it's got pens and pencils and papers and all kinds of shit everywhere. This is where I do all my fucking work. So anyway, what can go wrong will go wrong. It's cute. And it's easy to feel that way. Oh, my teeth feel so nice and fresh. Just from that wipe with the paper towel. That's homeless person's toothbrush, by the way. Paper towel and some mouthwash. Oh yeah. Or Trident. I got some Trident. You got some Trident, you're in good shape. And I've got like chicken shawarma and fucking mint leaves all stuck in my teeth. Paper towel ain't gonna do much for that. I think I just found another piece of chicken. I don't eat often. But when I do, I drink Dos Equis. Ah, I see. Sometimes paper towels can get the chicken. Sometimes a little bit will make do. And you know, it's true for a lot of things. Like me, for instance. See if I can get my thoughts back together. Oh wait, I know. Another cigarette. How about that? And some more rain. That will help. There we go. Okay. So, I'm having sugar plums in my head about little baby seahorses in these tubs right here. This is going to be a multiple grow out station for both seahorses and experimental broodstock. Experimental species like surgeonfish, angelfish, that kind of thing. I have 4 black ground tubs to work with. That should be cool. I'm going to be using a couple of 75-gallon square oval tubs, like rounded square tub, rounded rectangle tub, to hold my shy brood stock. You know, like any fish that don't like to be seen by people. Those fish that like to dart in and out of the reef, like a flame angelfish. That'd be a great brood stock tank. I'm hoping for a flame angelfish. A lot of what I'm trying to do is reduce risk here. You ever think about how much risk you have in your life? Like I saw on YouTube, this guy had installed a gigantic aquarium in a house with a basement. And guess why it was on YouTube? And I was sitting there looking at my fish tank over there. You know, I got bad floors in this house. I have big pieces of thick plywood, and I have these things on the supports as best as I could get them. And they're just little tanks, you know. It's a 20-gallon and a 29-gallon. There's some 10 gallons. You know, they're stacked on top of each other. So it's like a 40-gallon and a 50-gallon. Okay, little tanks. It's still little tanks. compared to what most people have, compared to what this guy had, for sure. And I'm looking and I'm like, wait, is that leaning? And I'm like, nah, I didn't notice it was leaning. And I was like, oh, the hood's leaning. And I went and fixed the hood. That looks fine. It occurred to me, what if the floor fell through? And that fucking tank just came crashing forward. Like, what if this and that, for anybody who's living paycheck to paycheck, or, in our current case, worse, we're literally going to be broke for the next 3 weeks if somebody doesn't just send us money, like if we can't just borrow some fucking money, or something. And it just occurs to me, again, that I live on faith, but it occurs to me newly that, people who live paycheck to paycheck have more faith than they realize because God does more for them than they realize. When it all comes down to it, the reason why bad shit just doesn't come crashing down on you, probably because you're not pissing God off. Like, the guy who fired my wife got in a head-on collision. He pissed God off. But every day we live, and we have so much to be thankful for. And we don't realize why we should be thankful for it. They say give thanks. But they don't really explain, yes, you have this because of God. But at a moment's notice, your country could be taken from you, even if you don't understand what faith is. If you don't understand righteousness. Self-righteous hypocrites taking over the public face of Christianity. Has made people less and less faithful that God's going to pull through, that everything's going to be okay. But who dropped the ball first? The American atheist, or the Republican hypocrite, all sleeping at the wheel, taking everything they had for granted. And now it's all about to be taken from both of them. And the only thing that could stop it is faith. But I guess the expectation of vanity inhibits faith. And doesn't allow a little thing to make do. had the plan. I had the wisdom. I had the technology. But too many were blinded by their iniquity to see what God had done for them. Just to see hope for the sake of hope. And too many, literally, rejected wisdom for the sake of their own pride. For what? To be part of the group of counterculturalists that all say the same fucking thing. Yeah, man. Look where it got you. Trumped. Just like I said it would. And there is not a single literary definition that I cannot answer for. Not a single person who effectively quizzed me. Not one inquisitor found me. Again, the only people who have told me that I am not Jesus, even though I haven't claimed I'm Jesus, you know, it's just a word, it's not a name. Actually, it's 2 words, but they lost the apostrophe some time ago, apparently. Every single one of them. Y-O-U-R. Speaking of apostrophes. Y-O-U-R. Not Jesus. I thought, at the very least, in my experimental skeptical mind state, that if I put myself out there on YouTube, I would at least have like a Catholic priest or something coming to me being like, boy, you got the devil in you. No. Not one person has managed to even exhibit basic competence in an argument against me. It's really frustrating because I really, you know, like, I'm, I'm, I'm personally, because of all this experience that I've had, in a really fucked up position as a person. Because, basically, if I'm not who I think I am, then the world is really full of just some pathetic fucking dumbasses, and I don't belong among you. Like, just how fucking clueless most people are. Like, what was I, just born 10,000 years ahead of time? Like, genetically just able to see shit that humans of this day can't? I mean, I know I'm like psychic and whatever, but fuck. That and everything else that happened just doesn't explain that to me. It's like, really? At some point you have to realize that's a bunch of arrogant bullshit. And I don't want to feel that way. What? That's not me. And guess what? That's not God. You're expecting God to be better than anything you can imagine. You don't understand it. That's no way to live. And you're denying God the right to do so. I mean, that's what Christianity is about. It's accepting that the definition of 1 plus 1 equals 2 is that 2 minus 1 equals 1. You know, it goes one way, then it goes the other. If God created man in his image, then God is in man's image. I think people assume that I'm just some arrogant prick or something. I don't know. I wish I was just an arrogant prick. It would be much easier to just be an arrogant prick. I wouldn't care so much about everyone and everything. But the fact that people make me out to be an arrogant prick means that they're missing the point entirely. I'm not supposed to be. If I am who I say I am, I'm not supposed to be better than everyone else. What kind of a parent, and there is an answer to this is not a rhetorical question, what kind of a parent wants to remain better than their kids and doesn't want their kids to be better than them? A bad parent. So why do people think that God is a bad parent? Why do people think that God doesn't want his garden to bloom after it's grown enough? If you think that God, if metaphorically, is planting a garden, do you fancy God creating himself as the prettiest flower of them all? Oh, look at me, I'm so special. That's Satan telling you the definition of God. Do you understand? You've been deluded by the devil. You call to God, and Satan answers. It's because you're iniquitous and vain, and you do not serve the truth, so you cannot see it. I've lived a life which has led me to great, intense hatred of liars. And I came up with that mantra when I was probably 15 years old. If you don't serve the truth, you can't see it. So what do I mean by serve the truth? Well, what the fuck have you done for truth lately? Doesn't mean be confrontational, but it does mean prepare yourself with wisdom so that you can help others. That for me has always meant being observant, reading the Bible, and trying to figure out what God wants from me. Then one day I find out things that I thought were dreams. Not only real, not only am I currently married to the person that was in these dreams, but every single one of them meaningful on a level that can be researched through ancient religions and mysticisms, meaningful on a level that connects so many things and explains so many things and even demystifies parts of the Bible that no one even dared touch or try to form an opinion on. But yeah, it could just be a delusional arrogant prick who all that stuff happened to happen to. And I am not the best at anything. I'm a hell of a jack of all trades. But I don't have a single skill that's even top 100. You know, I'm not competitive. And I've always been the type of person that if I won something, I would first thank God. Because, I still struggle with my own identity in all of this, of course. But I force myself to be humble because you need to be humble and you need to learn how to be humble. And I knew how to be humble. I knew how to trust in God and have faith in God and rely on God. And now all of you are relying on me, but I can look back and see faith manages. Faith will make do. Take a moment to realize how much faith you have by realizing how much you don't worry about every single day. You know why you don't worry about all them things? Faith. You have faith in God and creation and humanity. You like to hear people, atheists, say, I have faith in my fellow man. Your fellow man's a bunch of idiots, okay? The only thing that pulled a civilization together was God himself coming here and having a family to lead you. The last vestiges of that civilization are falling apart because you'd rather be vain and iniquitous and delusional and deny it than to accept God's blessing that he continues to pour upon you. Every day that Russia doesn't attack, every day that the floor doesn't just fall out from underneath your city. Think of how many bad things could happen. They're not happening right now. And be thankful for that. Because there will come a day very soon when the price for inequity will be paid. And we will see that we should have been more thankful for what we have. We will see that, we had faith. We had more faith than we realized. But we never stopped and counted our blessings to realize where they came from. We never stopped to realize where that comfort came from. The master of the universe, at a time when humanity was enslaved, came here as one of them and led them to freedom. Either that's true, or I'm a moron, and I'm not me. I don't exist right now, and my wife isn't in the other room sleeping. And this group of iniquitous beings who decided a long time ago as men that they could be the most special, that they should have the imaginary godhood that you falsely attribute to what you should expect from me. They want that. That is the nature of their rebellion, is that lust that they have been blinded by. And they blind you with it. They blind you from seeing me with false godism. Oh, but all powerful and bow down and worship and blah blah blah. Is that a true God or a false God? Why would the God that gave you life and free will want you to worship him? Why? I'm right here. Why would I need you at my feet? Why would I want you there? Why would I want to see you bow down in submission to me? I created you. I could wipe you out with a snap of my fingers. You don't think that's good enough for me? What kind of an asshole do you think I am? You children have no idea what you're talking about because you make such great efforts simply to rebel against my truth. And so you blind yourselves because you just don't know how to let a little bit